students, welcome to the online session of English. Students, as you know that in previous session we started a new chapter of book Beehive. It is the 7th chapter of book and the name of chapter is Packing, and it is written by Ch-7. Students, this chapter Packing is a humorous story. Actually, Ch-7 is an English writer and he is famous for his humorous stories, and this is one of them. And this chapter is an extract which has been taken from a novel, and the novel's name is Three Men in a Boat. Three Men in a Boat is a novel based on a story in which three friends went on a sea trip, and before going on a trip, how they did preparations and how they packed all the useful and needed things. So this chapter is an extract of the novel Three Men in a Boat and completely based on that incident in which three friends packed their useful things. Students, now, and we read them as three friends are there. We read about the three main characters as George, Harris and Zaram, and another character was there, even that was a dog, Montmorency, but that is also playing a main role in this story. So along with the Montmorency, Zaram, who is the narrator, along with his two friends Harris and George, went on a boat trip. So now how they were making arrangements of packing their things which they would need during their trip. So this chapter is a humorous incident, then how three of the friends packed all their needed material and things. So students, now we will read the next part of the story, but before moving towards the explanation, let's have a look on the hard words of the chapter. Trip. Trip means journey. Entirely means completely. Uncanny means strange. Cogged means tilted. Potter means move in an aimless way. Directions means instructions. Irritated means made angry. And now have a look on the key points which we are going to cover in today's explanation. First point is the narrator, who is Zaram, writer of this chapter. He boasts of being the master of packing, and haphazard packing by the narrator. And next point, George and Harris do the rest of the packing. So let's have all these 3 points in detail. So students, Zaram, who is the narrator of this story and the main character of the chapter, was boasting about his talent of packing. Then as he was going on a trip with his friends George and Harris, and he told them that he would do the packing because he was overconfident about his packing. He thought that he would do packing and he can instruct others. It means that he was having experience of packing things more than any other person. And by telling about this talent, then he was expecting, then he would observe, then he would supervise his friends about packing. Then his friends would do this, but he would instruct them and supervise them only. But now later on, then something else was happened, which we will see later in the next part. Now, as he was boasting about his talent of packing, and he told to his friends that he could do packing in a very different and unique way. His friends accepted his offer and relaxed while he packed the bag. So as I told you, the narrator's real intention was to supervise his friends in packing. He wanted to teach his friends how to pack. He thought that he would sit and instruct and supervise his friends how to pack things in a proper way. But however, his friends misinterpreted him and as a result, narrator had to do the packing. It means as earlier he was thinking, then he would instruct them, but he had to do the packing himself. Now, as he started packing, so even intentionally, willingly, he was not doing this, but he became a prey of this work. So he started doing in a haphazard way. He started packing. Zaram started packing, and it took him a bit longer than he had expected. He packed the bag but forgot to put the boots inside. He packed all the things in the bag, but he forgot to keep boots inside. So he had to reopen the bag and put them in. Now he forgot whether he had put his toothbrush in bag or not. So in second time, then as he packed again, so he forgot to keep toothbrush inside. So to make confirm, then he kept toothbrush inside or not. He had to reopen the bag again, and now he made all the things out of the bag. As he was putting all the contents back in the bag, then he found as a toothbrush was lying in a boot. He had to reopen the bag once again and third time when he remembered, then as he forgot his spectacles in the bag. So as during packing, now Zaram had to face these problems. It means once he packed, then he forgot to keep boot inside. Second time, then he was confused, then he kept brush inside or not, and as he found his toothbrush, but he forgot his spectacles inside the bag. So many times he had to reopen the bags, and finally he became irritated on this because of this packing on which he was overconfident. And George and Harris, now who were enjoying by sitting lazily, Harris and George, they were sitting in a lethargic way. Even Zaram was doing packing alone. Now as George asked the narrator whether he had packed the soap or not, even after reopening bag many times, Zaram already became irritated. At that, George asked him, then had he packed the soap or not? Now, really, this narrator got extremely angry hearing this, and he had already opened and packed the bag many times. So, he had given up. Now, George and Harris thought and they told now they would do rest of the packing. They understood and they came to know, and not only to cooperate their friends, even to show their talent, because they thought that their friend has shown the talent, and he became confused many times. That's why he had to reopen the bag many times. But even if they would do, this would not be happen. So just to show their confidence about their packing, and for showing their over smartness about packing, they decided to do the rest of packing, and they told Zaram that they would do the rest of the packing, and they started packing other and rest things. Students, so in this session we have seen as how narrator Zaram started his packing and how he got confused many times and he had to reopen the bag. And later on, as he did this, but still he thought that it was not appropriate. So George and Harris took the challenge to do it in a proper way, and then they started packing the rest of the things. So students, in next session we will read the next part. Till then, you revise the taught part of the chapter and take care of yourself. Thank you.